Yeah, and what's frustrating that MLB has potential to kind of like, come back, make a comeback. You know what I mean? But it seems like they always shoot themselves in the foot. I mean, the black and brown people that play the sport has dwindled, has gone down. You know what I mean? And so it's hard to kind of just. I mean, my parents came from Mexico. They landed in Oakland, and we had Ricky Henderson, Dave Stewart, Stan Javier, like people that we can kind of see and be like, yeah, I want to root for this team. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And then now it's kind of like that's gone down now. Do you feel, or how do you, the way you would fix that? What do you think? What is there a solution to this? What's,
I mean, I think it starts in the youth, man. Like it's like I'm surrounded in youth baseball, and when you have the price of everything going up, and then on top of that, it's representation. Right? I had a conversation about this a couple weeks ago. Like when we were growing up, I'm 33, so when we were growing up, it's like you could turn on the TV and you saw Griffey, you saw Fred McGriff, you saw Deion Sanders, you saw Barry Bonds, you saw your own people, right?
yeah,
Like you saw these people, so you're like, hey, I can do it. If they can do it, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like my favorite player, King Griffey Jr., right? And it's I feel like it's something to say when your favorite player is one of your own people. Like I think that's important. Like, and it's not. I'm not making this a race thing, but like when I grew up biracial in Alabama, where we don't have professional sports. Like
right.
my favorite player is King Griffey Jr. Like hands down, nobody comes close, right? Barry Bonds second close, but that was as I got older, right? And but it's like I feel like there's something to say when your favorite player is one of your own kind,
A
because
hundred
it gives
percent.
you a different set of like motivation. It's like if that person can do it, then I can do it because he looks like me, or whatever like that. So nowadays, when you turn on TV and every dark skinned dude you see is Hispanic, and you have two black coaches, head coaches in all what 30 teams. You got
Yeah,
Ron Washington and the dude for the Dodgers, Roberts.
Hmm.
yeah.
That's it. Dusty's gone. Like all these guys are gone, right? And then you go look at players. Like it's like 6%, man. It's like five and a
Yeah,
half, 6%. And it's like, but back in the 90s, it was like 20.
yeah.
It was 20. The couple years back, they had it was Seattle, I think, that made up. They had I think they had 11 black dudes on their active 25 in the
Hmm.
big leagues at one point. Bro, they made up like 80% of the league. Like of that 6.5, that 7%, they made up like 85% of that 7%. Like on one
Man,
team. And so it's and then also again, we talk about the price of things, right? I coach kids, I coach youth sports, like talking about $500 bats. We talking about
Hmm.
the team fees, the tournaments, the travel, the practice, the training. All
the
these
uniforms.
things, all these
Yeah,
things are difficult to purchase, no matter what color you are, because it's so pricey. And so it's like it's much easier, especially in the black and brown community, to go get a $10 soccer ball, to get a $10, $12 football, to go get a basketball. Guess what? You got fields where you can play 7-on-7. You got basketball courts everywhere. You got fields to play soccer. All you gotta do is get a group of friends together and go play. Ain't nobody playing sandlot baseball.
yeah.
Ain't nobody out there hitting on their own, like with especially with no baseball experience around you. And that's the thing. Baseball is such a skilled sport. In order for you to get involved with it, you have to be around people who also have been in it. And like my dad was a great teacher. My dad loved the game of baseball, right? So I was training since I was a child. But you also got seeing how we have a lack of representation. It's going down and down and down. You have less families that grow up with that type of experience, whether it be high school, college, whatever, because in their area, and I hear this a lot, in our area, we're not a baseball area.
Hmm.
right? But at the end of the day, if you can afford it, you can afford it, you can do it. But when it comes to the pros and cons of it, you're like weighing the option of paying for this and paying for that and paying for that, and then you turn on TV and there's nobody that look like you. You're like, why do I want my kid to play baseball? Like it's
Yeah.
just like for what? I can send him over here to play football because he's a big kid. He's gonna be around people that look like him, and the pads, the helmet, all that stuff comes free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
it's just the difficulty, bro. Like when we were like even like I said, even with me, like when travel baseball wasn't as monopolized as it is now, like it wasn't so big of a business as it is now. Like our coaches, when I was a kid, our coaches were our dads, but they taught us the fundamentals and it was about getting us better. We didn't make it an organization. We had one team.
Right.
That was it. And we just played. Like we trained and we played. We trained and we played. Once we got to high school, it stopped.
Yeah.
Like because that was the point. Like to give us an advantage to be better in high school by our freshman year. So we had that opportunity to play varsity. We had a leg up on the other kids. And then now, I went home last year and our original team or whatever, it's turned into an academy. Mm-hmm. Right? They got 30 teams, 20 teams between the ages of 8 and 18. Like it's crazy, right? Like, but it's just a different mentality with youth sports now, like especially baseball. It's way different now.